Some of the things that you will see when you come to India is animals, and I think the most famous and the most stereotypical are cows. I feel like when people think of India, they think of cows in the streets, and there's no secret that in a lot of the cultures and traditions and religions here in India, cows are considered sacred. This is not a cow, this is a buffalo. That is not all of India, that is not all of Indian tradition and all of India's religion. Not every Indian person believes that cows are sacred. However, in India, no matter where you are in India, no matter what your beliefs are in India, cows are very much protected. That means you're not allowed to slaughter a cow or farm them for their meat. You're not allowed to be abusive to cows or hurt cows or anything like that, because they are very much protected. Now, speaking of cows, another thing that a lot of people talk about, or they'll even use to sort of demean or shame India or something like that, is when there's animals roaming free, that means animals take shits. There's going to be animal shit, right? And so I've had people come into my comment section on my Indian videos and kind of make fun of India and say like, oh, well, there's a bunch of cow shit everywhere. Like, how can you want to be there? Or like say that India is not civilized because there's cow shit and there's cows just roaming around and stuff like that, which is really disgusting behavior, and I don't know why people go out of their way to say those things. It's not true. However, I'm not gonna lie and say there isn't cow shit, because if there's cows, there's cow shit. I'm gonna try to paint a picture as best I can. It's not like there are just mountains of cow shit everywhere. It's not like the streets are just litter and just cow dung everywhere you go and you can't step anywhere without stepping in cow shit, right? It really depends where you are, but like here in Goa, the cows don't just hang out in the streets. They don't just hang out in the pavement and the sidewalk because it's not comfortable. You will see cows there, and sometimes you will see cow shit. But for the most part, the cows hang out in the fields, like where I am right now or where I was previously. They go there to hang out, to sleep, to rest, to get shade from the sun, to spend time with their babies and stuff like that. And they do a lot of grazing and eating in the fields. So since they spend most of the time in nature, they shit in the field in nature, or even further back where people don't even go. They go hang out back there. That's usually where they go to the bathroom at. So it's not like in the street or in the sidewalk, even though you will still see it once in a while, but it's not like all the cows are just crapping in the streets. And then what happens when they do is, like, just like any human being, Indian people want their pavements in their homes and their properties where they live and where they do business to be clean, so they will just clean it. They will clean the streets, they will clean the pavement. So it's not just sitting there all day or just piling up or accumulating. They clean their fucking land. It's their home. They want it to be clean just like anyone else. And I think people have this stereotype in their head that like for some reason Indian people aren't clean or hygienic or something like that, which is not true. Like a lot of Indian people, just like people in like Thailand or South and Southeast Asia, are actually quite hygienic. It's very part of their culture. They take more showers and bathe more than most Westerners and most Americans. However, I'll do another video about like breaking stereotypes of India in a different video. Or if it's like in Rajasthan, like in the desert town, the cow, or like in Pushkar, the cows, you'll see more cows in the street. So because they're spending more time in the street, they might crap in the street more, but they also go out into the desert and they also go out into the nature. But again, they just clean it. The people who live there, the people who run the businesses, they just clean the streets. If you go to Pushkar, like in the market area, which is basically Pushkar, it's basically the entire town is like a market area. The streets are clean. You know, and they clean their streets, so you don't really see it. There are places in smaller towns in India, stuff like that, where they'll have like the area where everyone throws their trash, and that's not pleasant to see. But the main public areas are usually cleaned by the people of India, by the locals. Or if you want to get really TMI about it, the cows and the dogs themselves would eat the cow shit. So it doesn't just sit there, all right? And I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be like, oh my god, it's so pleasant to see cow shit. Of course, it's never pleasant, but we're all adults here, and you treat it just like if you see dog shit. You see the dog shit, it's not pleasant, you walk around it and you move on with your life. It's not as bad as people would imagine that it is.